Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dr. Schiller's Sport and Finance YouTube page. These fun, exciting lectures that I put together for you. Today, we're talking about personal financial planning. So, with personal financial planning, really think about what can be achieved in the short term and what can be achieved in the long term. If we think short term, these are quick purchases that you might make. Do you want to buy a new TV? That could be a big investment for you. Do you want to do a new computer? Those are financial goals that you might be able to hit in that short term. What do you want to purchase? If you think long term, oh, I want to retire. I want to buy a house. I want to do certain things. Those can take years to achieve because it takes a lot of time to build the equity, to build the capital, to achieve certain things. So thinking through as we go through this lecture, short term versus long term. What is in your short term goals? How you do that might be setting up your student loan payments. That might be setting up what am I going to do? I'm done paying down my credit card. What's that look like? Think through as we go through. So I think budgeting. First thing I recommend, if from a previous lecture I did, is really use something to keep you honest and keep you on track. We all say, I'm going to budget for this, I'm going to budget for that, it's going to happen. But give yourself something to keep yourself in check. A lot of banks now offer some sort of financial thing. What we used to do back years ago is when you actually had to write physical checks. You had a checkbook that had a journal or a registry in it that you would write all of your purchases down. That's gone by the wayside today because I just pull it up, I check it online. Well, you actually writing it down made it a commitment to you that hey, I spent that money, or this is what came out, or this is what I got brought in. Those are all things to keep track of as far as budget. Nowadays, we have apps. There's a variety of them there. I'm not going to list them off, but go pick out one that works best for you. Microsoft Excel is another one. What I like about these apps is a lot of them actually can link back into your bank account. And they actually will nudge you and they'll say, you did this. If you budgeted $100 for Starbucks or for coffee for the month, and you had a big splurge and you spent 200, well, the app's going to tell you, hey, you spent too much there. That's something giving you a nudge to make sure you stay in your financial goals. Next, your credit score. Credit score is very important. Know your credit score. Range between 400 and 950. Really, what those numbers equate to is what is the probability that if I issue you money, that there's a likelihood that you're going to pay it back, right? The higher your credit score, the more trustworthy you are. The credit score is a quick and dirty number that creditors, lenders, whoever are going to lend you money to purchase something are going to look at to tell you, hey, how trustworthy are you? I call it a gateway to purchasing because this is that first door you have to cross through. If your credit score is not great, then they're not going to talk to you. My wife and I tend to compete over our credit score. It's fun. We compete over a lot of things. Take someone like my sister who has a great credit score and she can buy anything she wants. So think through a variety of different purchasing items that you want to purchase on credit. A car, a house. All these things require large sums of money. Credit score is your gateway. Now your credit cards. I, for the longest time, never had one. Didn't really want one. Um, but if you use them correctly, they can be a great asset not only to you to build credit because it's one of the elements that is incorporated into your credit score, but if you use them and pay them off, you get a lot of benefits associated with it. Travel miles, points. My wife and I tend to get people gift cards for Christmas off of points that we get from our credit card, but just by paying, they give us points for paying, and you get gift cards or returns. So it's a great aspect. So they're going to incentivize that. So what I recommend with credit cards is get a credit card, use it, pay it off immediately. If you let it go past a month, interest starts to kick in. Pay attention to the interest rate. Interest rate on credit cards should be 25%. That's a lot. So you don't want to have interest impact at what you have. Also, monthly fee or monthly and also sometimes annual fees can kick in. That's just a fee to make sure that everything's there on the card. Try and find credit cards that don't have annual fees. Some are going to have annual fees because they might offer you greater things. Um, Also, what's your credit line? Varying on what your credit score and what your overall worthiness will issue a credit line. Some will start out earlier. If you think back in high school or once you're eligible to get a credit card, I recommend go get a student credit card. There's variety out there. You might only have a $500 credit line, but it's something to start building your credit and controlling what you have. So credit lines can go up. I've seen $100,000 credit lines. I've seen unlimited credit lines. I've held the black card, American Express. It's really awesome if you're ever going to see one. But I've held one of those. They're really cool. Now let's talk about your student loans, the bane of my existence. What I highly recommend is only seek federal student loans. Federal student loans have a lot of additional benefits to you, especially when you're into a repayment phase, which we'll talk about a couple more other videos from now. But in federal loans, there's a lot of programs in place for that. Private student loans are done through third parties, so banks, other entities that have money. Think about how, I don't know, just how that stacks up for you. Interest rates are usually better private, federal ones, not private. To obtain that federal student loan, you got to do FAFSA. Do your FAFSA. It's free. That opens the door for you to get Stafford loans or other free federal financial aid to help you out. The repayment options, why I say stick with federal, there's a lot of greater financial payback options for repayment, such as consolidation, income-driven repayment, so stick with those. Now, you're going to think about your investments in the future. The easiest one to do is savings account. Everybody has a savings account. They're great. Next up, certificates of deposits. Banks, you want to take your money in, and once they have your money, they tie it up for about 6 months in the CD. They guarantee you 2 to 3% back, more than you get in traditional savings, which might be like 0.2%. So at least you're getting something back. Corporate bonds. Bonds are a way to buy into a firm. You're essentially buying the debt of a company. So you're lending them money or giving them debt. They owe you back. Stocks are ownership and equities into a business. So if you pay attention to the news, stock market fluctuates up and down due to COVID-19 and other instances. Stock market has seen a 20% decrease. Well, that's okay. It's still doing okay. But stocks are a valid way. Personal preference, I prefer growth portfolios, specifically growth mutual funds. Mutual funds are a great way to minimize risk, but also get involved in the stock market. And the last investment really is real estate. Homes, condos, rental aspects. Real estate is a great investment tool if done properly. You can do a lot of great dividends. Some wise man once said, we're not creating any more land. So buying land is a great way. Usually with real estate, the price tends to appreciate over time or grow. So investments are a good spot. In some terms and as we wrap this up, a mortgage. So you put mortgage probably from parents, probably from whoever else. So we go through. Special type of loan, make payments both to the lender for your original money borrowed and interest. Everything. With that, it's broken down. Your principal, interest. Principal is the original money borrowed in the form of the loan. So if I wanted to borrow $9,000, they're going to give me $9,000. But they might charge me 5% interest. So a little quick calculation, 5% interest on that. The interest is the amount the lender charges for me to use your money. Your friend's not going to allow you just to borrow their something, right? You're going to give them something in return. So there you go. In the real world, if I borrow something from somebody, I might take them a tray of my wife's cookies or something. Banks don't want your cookies, they want your money. So it's a way, I'm lending you this. This is the way that I make money on top of your money. But with that, thanks for tuning in, and stay focused on the Dr. Solaire Sports and Money YouTube page.